Hi, hello, how are you? Hello, happy Tuesday. It's June 30th and it's been probably almost a year since I uploaded. I just kind of fell off reading for a really long time. I got a little bit depressed and stressed out with moving. My husband and I bought a house and I had some family stuff going on. Packing and moving is super stressful. Buying a house is stressful. And then we were in a new area where a lot of my comfort places like Target and Barnes & Noble and Michael's aren't located. The closest Michael's is 30 minutes away. Same thing with Barnes & Noble. And there's nowhere to buy books out here, although I did just get my library card, which I've been really excited about. I've already gone and gotten a few books, which has been really fun. So I've been doing a lot of reading this month. I'm almost finished with my 5th book. And as I was just making a lot of progress this weekend, was thinking about updating and filming again. So that's what I'm here doing. If I can finish the book that I'm currently in the middle of right now, I will have finished 5 books for June. The first one I read was The Night and the Moth, which was my book club book read. And I feel like that really got me back into reading. It was so good. Bartholomew, learning who Bartholomew was, who the gargoyle really was, killed me, but it was such a good read. It was so quick. And super easy. And after that, feeling that sense of accomplishment of finishing that book, I was on a high and wanted to keep going. And I have been in the middle of several books for several months now. So next I finished If We Were Villains, which I've been reading for 3 months very, very slowly on my phone. Whenever my husband has a show or just randomly in the car, I've been reading it on Everend, but 5 pages, 10 pages, and I finally was just I just need to finish this book and be done with it. It was a little predictable. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I gave The Night and the Moth 5 out of 5 stars, and the second book comes out in September, which I've already pre-ordered. I'm very excited for that. But I gave If We Were Villains 4 stars. It was probably more of a 3.5, but I always rate up on Goodreads just for the benefit of the author. I thought it was pretty obvious who the killer was. So it's a murder mystery. There's all of these kids who are at this fancy acting school, and one of them ends up dead, and there's some tension between their entire group, between the guy who ends up dead and one of the characters specifically, and of course that's who it was. And so I just found that to be pretty predictable, but the premise of the story being told from somebody who took the fall and then 10 years later giving the truth to the detective that was assigned to the case, because he's I'm retired, I just need to know what really happened because I know you're lying. So I did really like that premise. I really love dark academia, so I was really interested in a lot of the elements and the kind of gothic horror-ish vibe that came along with it. But still it wasn't it didn't hit as hard as The Night and the Moth. And then I finished An Academy for Liars, which is also a dark academia book, and I really, really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the magic system of persuasion, being able to persuade other people being magic. I really enjoyed that. The school hidden in a separate dimension I thought was really cool, and it felt like a really easy read. I flew through that one as well. And then the 4th book that I read was Arcana Academy, and the second book to that comes out July 26th, so I've also already pre-ordered that. Really, really loved that. Again, another magical school. This one is much more fantasy than the other one was. There's kings and queens, and the magic that they use is through tarot cards, so each card has a different ability, and then there's the minor and the major arcana. And our main character is pulled out of prison. It gave me Throne of Glass vibes a little bit. She's pulled out of prison by the prince and told I need your help with this special mission. I'm gonna enroll you in this school, help you escape from the prison, enroll you in the school. You're going to graduate learn how to do your like special magic card and help me change the world. And he means that literally, in that the world is a tarot card that he can use to change the fabric of reality, and they're enemies to lovers, which I love so much. It was so good. I think it's more of a romantasy mixed with dark academia, but I loved it. Already pre-ordered the second book. I hope maybe that there's more. I enjoy longer series books, but at least getting a second one is good. I'm really, really excited about that. And then the last book is another one that I've been in the middle of since March or April, but it's Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I have like 150 pages left. I am determined to finish it tonight. I've just really been dedicating a lot of time to reading. Like reading during the day, on the weekends when my husband is asleep, listening to audiobooks, just trying to read as much as possible, and it's really been working for me. So I have about 150 pages left. I love Ellen and Vin. I love this world. I think that the next like set of 3 books is a different set of characters, which I'm not looking forward to that much, and I am going to take a break from the series because they are pretty heavy books. But I love Ellen and Vin. I loved the whole crew. I loved that the first book was very much like a heist, and it really reminded me of Six of Crows, although I think the series has been out longer than that, so maybe Six of Crows was inspired by that. But the heist of like breaking into the kingdom, assassinating the Lord Ruler, all of that, I like flew through the first book in a week. The next 2 books have taken me kind of a long time to get through. I didn't love the second one as much. I am really enjoying the third one. It was just that like being in a reading slump and reading a high fantasy was not what I needed, but I'm determined to finish it this month. And if I do, that will be 5 books, which is crazy because I think the most I've read this year is 2 in 1 month. And that was like a book that I had been reading the month before and just barely finished at the beginning of the new month, and then picked up another one. So I'm really, really happy with the progress that I've been making and feeling like I'm coming like back to myself a little bit more. We're in the new house. I love it so much. Every day there's just something that I do that I'm like, I have a house. I'm so happy to be here. I'm sitting in my breakfast nook space right now. I have like a beautiful wooden table in front of me. It's got bay windows, and I'm working on my bullet journal and setting it up. I'm just really enjoying using all of the spaces in our house. I'm doing laundry. The AC is running. It's just all of these things we did have at the apartment that I make my like heart so happy to have now. And while setting up my bullet journal, I was doing my July spread, so I wanted to go over really quickly the books I'm going to be reading in July. These aren't in any particular order, and I'm going to try to go really quickly because this is already like almost 9 minutes, but I want to read A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Ciarelli. I'm not 100% sure. This was just like a cover buy for me at Barnes & Noble. I really don't know what it's about, but I've been really into like gothic horror books. And this just says, in the forest of Edgewood, everything has a cost, especially love. That appealed to me, so I want to read that. And then this is one that I got at the library, The Stars Are Dying. It's another like dark academia, sort of. It says, Estrella is a prisoner of her own mind, the past sliding from her grasp like water, but she knows she must escape the cruel arms that hold her captive and find her clouded memories once again. This quest leads her to the Libertatum, a succession of trials hosted by the king in which 5 human lands compete for a cycle of safety from the vampires seeking blood, claiming souls, and savaging after dark. So King Trials, again, Throne of Glass related, was immediately interested, and look at this copy that the library has. If this turns out to be one that I really enjoy and I want to continue with the series, I'm going to try and find this copy. And then I have the Zodiac Academy. This is the first book. I have heard these are kind of raunchy, which isn't why I picked it up, although I am into romantasy right now as well. But I have heard that they're really good, and there's already like 5 or 6 books in the series out, and I have been really craving that, like a long series and getting really into the characters. So this is also on my TBR. And then I also have Secret History by Donna Tartt. Oh, the Zodiac Academy I got at the library. I had this one, I bought it a while ago. It was in a box of books that I have been like missing for 6 months, and I finally found it. This is supposed to be like the peak for dark academia, so I really want to read it. I have it set for the last book that I'm gonna read this month, just so I can kind of like give myself time. And the font in this is really, really tiny, but I wanna make sure that I listen to an audiobook along with it, or listen to the audiobook along with it, and tab. I'm really looking forward to this one though. And then the last one that I have is Thief of Night by Holly Black. This is book 2 to Book of Night, which I really enjoyed. Again, a really unique magic system where you have a shadow that like comes to life and helps you do magic. And I just really enjoy anything that Holly Black writes. Really loved the first one. And this is under 300 pages, so I'm hoping that maybe I can finish it a little bit early and that gives me more time to read The Secret History, but I also just really want to knock this off of my TBR. Like I said, I'm trying to get back into reading a little bit more, although I did plug in my Switch earlier because I found the charger for it, and I've been craving playing Stardew Valley, but as long as I have audiobooks, I think I can do both at the same time. I'm also crocheting. I've been making a ton of blankets for like myself and my coworkers. I'm in the middle of one that I'm working on for my boss, and I need to finish weaving in all of the ends, and then I can block them, which I am also partially doing, and stitch everything together. So lots of things that I'm doing. I'm gardening. I have tomatoes and garlic growing in the backyard, so hopefully the vlogs will be interesting, and I'm just really excited to feel like myself again, honestly. It's been several dark months, rough months, but I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm excited to do a lot of reading. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello, happy Thursday. I just clocked out from work. I'm so tired. It was a really good day. Half of our staff was off, and then we're all off tomorrow for the 4th of July holiday. But because most people were off and a bunch of people who aren't like already off took off for the holiday, so I caught up on a ton of emails. I still have like 200 left, but that's really good for me. That's just like a day's worth of emails, so fingers crossed that next week is good. But I wanted to update you because I did finish The Hero of Ages. I gave it like a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The first book was my favorite, the second book my least favorite, and then this one is my like middle book. I just felt like the way, spoilers if you haven't read this series, the way Ellen and Vin die is just so lackluster. Like the incredible things that they're able to do, and then for Ellen to just get his head chopped off and be dead, for Marsh to be the one to do it, that really sucked. And then for Vin to just like attack Ruin and die, I didn't enjoy. I felt like Sazed becoming the Hero of Ages was like Bran becoming king. It didn't really make a ton of sense to me. And the end just felt a little bit rushed. Like I was expecting more. I was expecting more from Marsh. There's all of this, like we get a lot of his perspective, and he's constantly talking about like his mind is being controlled and he's conscious just a little bit, and he's always talking about, I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna stay quiet, I'm gonna stay hidden, not let him know I have any sort of like consciousness or will, and then I'm gonna make my move. And it's literally just one tiny move where he rips Vin's earring out of her ear, which does lead to her being able to control the mists, but I really thought that he was going to do more, that his move was going to be bigger than just that, and then him killing Ellen. Like the buildup for what Marsh was gonna do was a lot more than what he actually did. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna take a break from the series. I think the next 3 books are set in a more modern time, like a Western time, which I am interested in. I think I'm gonna take these books to my dad when I go see him in a couple of weeks, maybe just the first one, see how he likes it. Although I don't know how I'll get my copy back, but I sent him Elantris and he really liked it. And so I think that he will like these, and I will have somebody to talk to about them. My coworker is the one who recommended these, and so I have been talking to him about it. I texted him at like 10:30 at night and I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, what? It's like, why would you recommend me this series? Like, I knew they were both gonna die. I just didn't think it was gonna be so like blah. But overall, a really good series. That's like 4 out of 15 books in that series down. I really like Brandon Sanderson. He's a very good author, and I do want to continue, so I don't want to take too much time in between, but I already have my TBR for July set, so probably not until August, but I might order the next 3 books soon just so that I have them. And then last night I started The Stars Are Dying by Chloe Peñaranda. This is a Nightfall novel. I think there's 2 or 3 books in this series already, which is cool. I'm hoping that I like it. I'm like 30 pages in and I honestly couldn't tell you. Oh, our main character lives in like a brothel, but she doesn't have anything to do with the customers. She is like a pet or a plaything of the owner who rescued her 5 years prior to when this book is set. She doesn't remember anything from before she met him at all, which I'm automatically like suspicious of. I'm like, girl, he did something to you. Do not trust him. But she does sneak around the brothel to get gossip. She's not allowed to leave. And on one of the days, she's trying to like hurry back to her room. She slips into one of the side rooms and meets a vampire. This world is set in a world with vampires, and they are controlled kind of by the king, and they have this trial every few years, and the winner, they're from like different countries or like kingdoms, and the winner, their kingdom is spared from being like eaten by vampires. I don't have all of the details yet. Like I said, I'm only about 30 pages in, but I do like it so far. I can't really say that I have a full opinion, but I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm hoping to do some reading today and do a lot of reading tomorrow. I don't think, maybe in the morning on Saturday I'll be able to read. We're going to my sister-in-law's house, which I'm really looking forward to. We haven't seen the girls since Christmas, even though they only live an hour and a half away, but we've just been super, super busy. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I will update you when I have made more progress. Hello, happy Sunday. I just finished cleaning my house. I need to eat. I'm so tired, but I also just got some book mail delivered that I wanted to open with you guys. This is from Barnes & Noble. It is a book that I've already read. It was one of the library books that I had checked out last month that I enjoyed so much. And the second book comes out on the 26th, and I will be getting that from Barnes & Noble just because the library won't have it because it would be brand new, but also they're closed for the next 2 months, which is why I checked out like 5 or 6 books when I went the last time. But I got Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. It has the sprayed edges that they had at the library. I really enjoyed this. I loved the magic system so much of using like tarot cards and them each having their own like special ability. Like I think it's the 6 of swords, 10 of swords, 10 of cups, 5 of swords, 6 of swords. When you use that, it impales your attacker with a bunch of swords. And I just thought that that was super unique, something that I had not read before. And I really, really enjoyed it. I loved our 2 main characters going from enemies to lovers, but also like kind of both intending to betray the other at some point. And I cannot wait for the second book to come out. I am nearly done with The Stars Are Dying. I really love this copy. I think there are 2 other books out in this series already that I want to read. I'm 343 pages in. There are 411. I do like a breakdown of how many books I'm reading, how many pages they total up to, and then I divide that total by the number of days so I can get how many pages per day I need to read in order to finish all of the books by the end of the month. This month it's 67 pages a day, and I'm not supposed to finish this until the 7th, but I am probably going to finish it tonight. and I really wish that the library wasn't closed so I could go get the other books. I will most likely order the first one and probably the next two. I hate going so long in between with not having, or like not reading the next books, because then sometimes I forget or I just don't end up picking them back up. They have been out for a while, so I might be able to get like a paperback set, and then that'll be a little bit cheaper. I have been ordering books through like Walmart's website for the Brandon Sanderson, which I was trying to figure out what I need to read next because it's such a complicated world. But if I can save a little bit of money and get these in paperback, I will, although I don't know if they will have the sprayed edges, which really sucks, but that's not the important part. So definitely gonna order these, definitely gonna finish this tonight. I have like 70 pages left and I am loving it so much. I love that they are like star-crossed lovers, forbidden to be with each other, because she is starlight and he is night, he is the darkness. And I love the trope where it's like he softens only for her. It's just so sweet. I have been really enjoying this. I've been really enjoying romantasy recently. It's not normally what I stray towards, because I get, especially when they're like in battle, I'm like, dude, why are you in the tent right now when you should be out saving the world? Like, you're the biggest player in this game and you're just doing God knows what in your tent when people are dying. But I feel like when it's books that I know going in are going to be like romance focused, that's what I am focused on, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not upset. It's like what the world is based, it's what the whole book is based around. So, and that's what I'm going into it for. So really enjoying that. Probably gonna finish it tonight. So I will update you tomorrow when I have. Hello, happy Monday. I just finished work. I'm making dinner. I usually give myself like half an hour after work, and then I absolutely have to start cooking, or I just think too much about it and I put it off too much, and then I end up ordering food. But I'm trying to be really good about it. I normally do 4 days a week. I'm trying to do 5, just to be a little bit better about eating out, because our house is expensive and we're trying to save money a little bit. But I wanted to update you because I finished The Stars Are Dying last night. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I love that they are, I said most of this yesterday, star-crossed lovers. They can't exist in the same world. He is the night, she is stars. They're both like the god of stars, I think is what he said. And their celestial power together is too much for their world, so he needs to go back to his. He was stolen from there by his father, who then brought him to their current world to rule and be king. And it's riddled with vampires, and he's been using his son to keep them at bay as like Knight's Death, his warrior, his killer, whatever you want to call it. But the longer that the two of them are existing in the same world, the more that the stars die, which means that the vampires have more time to come out and rule the world. So that's like what the big worry is about, and that the celestial gods will be released. There's been very little like said about that, but it keeps being mentioned as some like looming thing that's gonna happen. But we haven't gotten too much information, but I really enjoyed it. The first 2 books are on sale right now for $14.99 at Barnes & Noble, or like through their website. And then the third book is only $20. And I'm very tempted to purchase them now, but I am worried that if I do, they're gonna get delivered like within a week, and that's all I'm gonna wanna read. So I might wait until like the middle of the month and then order them. And if I've like finished my TBR early, maybe I will start on them. I haven't decided. I also ordered Arcanum Unbound, which is a set of short stories or novellas in the Cosmere world, which is by Brandon Sanderson. I finished the first 3 books, and it's like a set of 7. My air fryer, or my Instant Pot, is spitting in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But from what I've read online, you stop at book 3 and then you read a couple of the books in the novella, and there's like a ton of jumping around. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm supposed to read next, but I was planning to start that in August. And then the second book to Arcana Academy comes out at the end of July. So I basically already have my August TBR set, but I'm just trying to decide when I'm gonna buy those books, because my fear is that the second they arrive, I am only gonna wanna read that. My next book is going to be Thief of Night by Holly Black. This is book 2 to the Book of Night, which is about people who have like a very specific type of magic. They use their shadows to give them special abilities, to alter their appearances and stuff. I really liked it. I really enjoy Holly Black's writing. I've read pretty much everything that she's written, and this is very short. There's only 276 pages. I wasn't supposed to finish The Stars Are Dying until tomorrow, so I might be able to split this up into like 2 or 3 days and stay a little bit ahead, but that will be for the next vlog. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, let me know how your month has been going, what books you have planned to read for July, how you're doing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.